Namaste, hello, it's Leanne Peters speaking. I'm here from templeofbalance.com.au, Temple of Balance on Facebook and Temple of Balance on YouTube. And I'm here to share some guidance for Friday and Saturday. That's Friday the 5th and Saturday the 6th of April. So I trust that you're feeling good and things are flowing well for you and that you're having a good week. Things have certainly been in busy mode. Things have been happening one after the other really. It's just been a really hectic, busy, manifesting, accelerating time. So it's been very interesting to flow with, and also avoiding the overwhelm so we don't get overwhelmed by everything that's going on too. So keeping our cool and keeping balanced amongst the busyness is interesting. So, extra special welcome to my Temple of Balance patrons, my Pillar of Light family, and all of those of you who support my work through my website. Thank you so much for your support. If you're new to watching, welcome. What I'm going to be doing is using my combined Speed of Light Oracle cards with my Animal Kingdom Oracle cards. These have been combined, and I'm going to be using these to find the best card for Friday, the best card for Saturday, and then the best card for the theme for Friday and Saturday. So I'm not doing personal requests for guidance here today. This is general guidance for everyone. So I trust that you've been led here for a reason, and I trust that something shared will be helpful and supportive for you. So just take on board what feels right, what resonates, what makes sense to you at this time, and let the rest go. So let's get straight into it. I'm just about to host our April Pillar of Light healing event, which is a private healing event. So I'm looking forward to connecting with my Pillar of Light family shortly, in about, what time is it? About 45 minutes. Actually, let me put on my mobile data just in case I'm not got a good stream here. Just so I've got a backup. I'm coming to you live from Tasmania, Australia. It is Friday the 5th of April here at 9:24 a.m. So in about 35 minutes I'll be connecting with our Pillar of Light family. So thank you. I trust I'm coming in loud and clear. So let's just find the best card for Friday the 5th. I don't usually share guidance for Friday and Saturday, but it's good to break the mold. So we've got an Animal Kingdom Oracle card, and it's this. It's our Black Panther friend, card 30. This card actually hasn't come up a lot in our guidance video, so you may not have seen this before if you don't actually have the deck. It's card 30, the Black Panther, and the Black Panther says to find acceptance. And this is a big key for a lot of us at the moment. In fact, a lot of us for the last few weeks, the last month or so, has been very much focused around how can we accept what's happened. This is especially important for things that happen that we don't want to happen. And there are plenty of those that happen in our life. Not often, hopefully for the most part, but occasionally we do have something that we've got to deal with, we've got to accept, that we didn't want to happen. So grief is a perfect example of this, and in fact one of the big obstacles, I guess, in healing the grief or I'm not sure. Yeah, healing the grief is acceptance. One of the hardest things about grief is acceptance, but it is the key in helping us keep moving, if you like, or get back into our life again. So what do you need to find acceptance with on Friday? What about your life, or what about a situation you've been going through, or a situation from the past that you're struggling to move on from, or you're struggling to move through, and you feel really stagnant and stuck with it? There may be the key here of finding acceptance, finding a way to accept that this is what's happened. I accept that, and I allow myself to move forward with my life. Acceptance doesn't mean we forget. acceptance to me means that we don't let the hurt or the pain of what happened continue to weigh us down or pull us back. So there's a feeling here of, you know, it's not about forgetting. Acceptance is not about forgetting. It's about accepting, okay, this has happened and I have to move forward with my life now. I can't keep putting my life on hold just because something happened that I'm struggling to accept. So it depends what stage or what phase we're in, or how fresh the things are that we might be going through will depend on whether we're ready to accept or not. So recently, or last month, when my workshop burned down, one of the things that I had to really help or support myself in moving through that ordeal, I guess, was to accept that it happened. Because sometimes we just want to dig our heels into the ground and stomp our feet and resist the basic fact that these things happen. So acceptance is the key on Friday, and acceptance, it may be a bigger picture than just Friday. It may be something that we've been dealing with or thinking about or avoiding over the last few weeks. But we need to really find it. So the energy is supportive to find acceptance on Friday. So I trust that makes sense for you. So now I'm looking for the best card for Saturday, the 6th of April. So Saturday the 6th. It is an absolutely gorgeous autumn's morning here again, here in Tasmania. It's a little bit cool, but as long as the sun's out, it's beautiful. So feels great. Another great day. So I trust it is where you are too. So Saturday the 6th of April, let's see what we need to know for them, or what the majority of the group here needs to know, the majority of those connecting. We have a Speed of Light Oracle, and it's this, it's the Lizard again. This came up last time, and it's a featured card, so it has further instructions here, which say to take the 3rd card from the top of the deck, which is this. Another featured card. It says fan out the deck and take a random card. Oh, another featured card. Okay, we're going to be going on and on and on here, I think, for Saturday. Oh, and here we are back to the top. Okay, this is quite incredibly funny. Okay, so we've got nearly the whole deck here for our features. Now, sometimes this happens with the featured cards. We've actually got 5 cards all trailing back to the Buffalo Woman for Saturday. So what we're going to do is look at these individually, and then we're going to look at their relationship together, because they have come up together for a reason. Let's see if I can work it out. So, first of all, we have the Lizard, card 3 in the Speed of Light, and this card did come up last reading I did, so it's very fresh, it's very current, it's happening at the moment, more than just Saturday, if you like. The keywords say optimism, appearances, delusion and illusion. So you might remember before, when I talked about this card in the last video, if you watched that this talks about looking beyond appearances. So beyond what we see at face value, or beyond what we believe initially, believe initially that's been presented to us. That this card brings a bit of a red flag and wants us to look under the surface for the truth. For the truth. So the truth is wanting to shine through. It's a bit like a cocoon that's cracking open with light from the inside, and that truth, that light's wanting to shine out from within. So this is appropriate for us on Saturday, that the truth wants to shine through. Now, as the truth shines through, it's light from the inside, like this beautiful light from the sun, but that's coming from the outside, maybe. As this happens, it's going to shift things that aren't aligned with our truth. And this can be confronting. So things like realizing that we've been living a lie, that's a big confrontation, but that's part of the truth moving the illusion out. So things may be revealed that might be uncomfortable on Saturday, but it's all in the name of truth, if you like. So it's all about aligning with our highest truth personally, our individual highest truth. Shedding that old skin and allowing things to improve in our life. Things to improve. We've also got the bear. So you might find one of these cards really stands out for you, or two, or the connection together, whatever that will be. I'm sure it will be a big story shortly. This is card 54, Medicine Pouch, and it says resources, gather, knowledge and collect. This is about all the tools and the resources that we gather and collect. Now this could represent financial resources that we're collecting, so like collecting savings or putting a few cents or a few dollars aside consistently so that we can start collecting and saving towards something that we're working towards. For example, for me, this is me saving for my ceramics kiln. So putting a little bit of money aside that's not taking away from my ability to live, but is just a little bit that I can not really notice, but that it does accumulate over time. So this can be like financial resources that we're gathering. Could also be like healing tools, information. It could be skills that we're gathering or skills that we're collecting or learning that will go in a sort of our medicine pouch that we can pull on whenever we need it. So let's remember that we have resources there to tap into. So if we need the help, if we need the things that we've been collecting, maybe the finances that we've been putting aside, we may need those right now. So we may need to draw on these sorts of things, these resources we've been gathering. So what about resources is important for you at this time, and how can you either use what you've collected or keep collecting and gathering that those resources to help you in the future. We've also got the Lunar Cycle card. This is from my Animal Kingdom, and it's card 53, and it says 1 month. So this talks about a 1 month cycle being important. So from now, which is, well, this is for Saturday the 6th, till around the 6th of May, being an important time period. But an important time period on a day-to-day basis, because we've got the solar cycle card too, which talks about 1 day. So each day within this month is going to be very important to focus on, drum roll, this card. Everything, all these featured cards have been pointing to this. So this is Buffalo Woman, card 4. And it says talents, gifts, skills, and recognition. So this is about our skills I've already talked about, haven't I, which came up for the resources card too. So it seems like on Saturday we'll at least be considering or proactively gathering our tools and our resources to improve our skills, to improve our way of life, to improve who we are. So it could be quite personal, it could be quite professional. This is also about recognizing our talents. So, you know, I always feel that it's about personal recognition, that it's important for us to think about how we can recognize our talents, our skills, and the gifts and the special qualities that we have, that we bring to the world. Any external recognition from other people, I think of that as just something that I'm surprised by if it happens. I don't hold an expectation that I'm waiting to be recognised for some great thing that I've done. I feel like it's up to me to acknowledge my efforts and the work and the time that I put into things and recognise that for me. And if I receive that from someone else, then I'm going to allow myself to be surprised by that. So I don't have expectations about or waiting on people to recognise what I'm doing. People have got their own lives to live. I'm not going to expect that. So I feel that recognition is important to self-acknowledge and to self-appreciate so that we can keep ourselves motivated to continue. So there's a creative element to this card too. Our creativity is calling to the forefront. So our creative endeavours, the arts and crafts and creative things that we like to do right now may be a big part of what we're being encouraged to recognise and stand up tall about and acknowledge how far we've come, but also maybe that we're still developing and collecting our skills and our resources for this particular thing. Okay, so let's see if we can work these cards out together. So we've got the lizard, So let's allow the truth to shine through. Let's look deeper at situations, especially day to day over the next month. So over the next month on a day-to-day basis, and making time for our creativity, making time to develop our skills and develop our talents, to continue to gather and collect, or not necessarily collect, but gather and improve and increase our range of skills in professionally or personally, whatever area stands out for us as individuals, and to look deeper with this, to allow the truth to shine through, that we actually are more talented and more skilled than we might recognize or see. So let's allow ourselves, let's allow praise in. Let's also recognize the unique aspect of what we're creating or what we're developing. So in other words, let's be careful we're not comparing ourselves to others that we may see as more skilled or more advanced than us, that it takes time. Everyone had to start somewhere. So if you've just started, I think of musical instrument because I'm always working on improving my skills with my trumpet playing. And I recognize that I started somewhere. I was a beginner at one point, and I'm certainly not as advanced as some people that I know, but I'm making my way through improving my skill by practicing and rehearsing and being aware of how I'm playing my instrument and how I can improve that. I also, from my position, see a lot of beginners who probably look at me and think that I'm advanced compared to their beginner level, and then advanced people probably looking back at me thinking her intonation is terrible. So, you know, there's all different, it's a journey, isn't it, as we develop our skills. So let's be careful we're not comparing ourselves or thinking ourselves not qualified or less than what we are, and also maybe better than what we are, but be really realistic and honest with ourselves about where we stand on that talent or that skill, that personal or professional one that we're wanting to advance with. So on a day-to-day basis for the next month, it will be important to think about developing this skill. So this is very important for Saturday and very important for now. So I trust it makes sense for someone. Let's put all these cards back and find the best card for the theme for Friday and Saturday. So the theme card will help bring these days together and help us see the bigger picture for Friday and Saturday. So it sounds like Saturday there's a lot going on, or a lot for us to contemplate and a lot for us to act upon if we are inspired to. So the theme card will bring these days together and help us see the bigger picture for Friday and Saturday. Oh, do I keep cutting on and off? That's no good. I thought something weird might be happening, but I trust the replay will be okay if you can hear me. Anyway, the theme card, the best theme card. You know, YouTube is so much more reliable. So it sort of has me thinking that maybe live streams on YouTube more often are the way to go. So if you can hear me, maybe subscribe to my Temple of Balance YouTube channel. I'll consider that. It's definitely more reliable than Facebook. So the best card for the theme is a Speed of Light Oracle card, and it's another very popular card right now. In fact, this card came up with the lizard in the last reading. It's card 41, Light Codes. I feel very excited about this card. It says incoming information, memories and language. This talks about energy coming in. So as I said in the last video, I drew this as the top of the head, the crown, and all of this energy, information, memories, codes coming in from the universe above and into our open, strong crown. Oh great, it sounds like it's coming in okay for some people. Maybe I've reached my maximum quota, so I think that happens too on Facebook. They have a fixed amount of people that will be able to listen, and then they kick everyone else out. Because that just seems to be the way. Otherwise, why would you have exactly the same amount of people every single live feed? It just doesn't fit in. So Facebook, please stop maxing out my live streams so that people can't continue to watch. But the replay will be available if you can hear me. So basically this is talking about Friday and Saturday, lots of incoming information and energy coming in. We could say this is new ideas, new information. But the key to this is remembering who we are. So a lot of us are being called to remember. So in between all this stuff, crazy, busy, new, replacing, accelerating stuff that's going on, we're being encouraged to be open to letting the new come in. And there's a big influx of new that's coming in, really. It's coming in across the board in a lot of different ways, and it is manifesting very, very fast. So it's like at one moment something happens and the next moment we're replacing that, or something new comes in. So there's an instant, almost an instant manifestation at this time. So this energy is usually, when I talk about this energy coming in, it wouldn't be manifesting yet. It would be the ideas, it would be the inspiration, it would be the new kind of finding its place in our energy, in our body before it takes form. But it is happening very quickly in regards to manifesting and taking form right now. So there is a lot of energy coming in, but there's a lot of energy also creating and manifesting. So it's going to be really important that we still stay balanced with this, because it is such a, it's almost like a, at times this week, I know for me anyway, it has felt like all this energy coming in is very wide and almost coming into like a bottleneck and trying to not push, but let itself fall into our body and into our life through this, you know, like a big cloud of energy that wants to come into this tiny little opening. So it's kind of rushing in very fast. It's a bit like after a storm, after a lot of rain, and the rivers start to swell and the dams start to back up. And then only the amount of water that the dam will allow through will come through the opening, while all the rest is banking up. So we just have to be careful that we're still letting the energy flow. So we've got to be welcoming of the new and keep letting it move, keep letting our emotions move as well, so we don't back up and then back all this energy that's coming through up, because that's when we'll start to feel overwhelmed and confused and probably experience some type of breakdown. So we have to keep letting this high influx and powerful energy move through the floodgates, move through the bottleneck at the pace that we can accept, and not get too overwhelmed with what's coming in, but just deal with the facts as they come through, if that makes sense. So we have to step into these modes almost on a dime. So it's almost, like I said, an instant shift, and we have to instantly step into a different mode or instantly step into a different space to keep this energy moving through. So this is going to be the thing to really watch and observe over Friday and Saturday, is that we're not letting things bottleneck, that even though the energy is strong coming in and big and wider than the opening, that we're letting it trickle in at the pace that we can accept and that we can work with. So yeah, that's sort of come to a stop. So I trust that makes sense. That's light codes. There might also be some writing that some of us are inspired to do over Friday and Saturday, that we'll be getting our thoughts, our inspirations down onto paper, our wounds as well, and things, allowing ourselves to move forward. So I trust that makes sense for your Friday and Saturday. So certainly lots of information there. I've used my combined Animal Kingdom Oracle cards with my Speed of Light Oracle. Oh, we've got Magpie singing in the background. Magpie is definitely a great sign of abundance. So lots of abundance coming in. So let's keep letting it flow through and not get too overwhelmed with it. Being overwhelmed is a sure sign that our perspective has become warped. Like we're running out of time, and that's where that lizard card sort of comes into play too, where we might be pulled into the illusion of the overwhelm and the intensity of the energy that's coming through. So if we can stay aligned with our truth and aligned with our heart and keep letting ourselves move with the flow, if you like, of the strong abundance that's coming in, then we'll flow with this quite well. But it's something to keep in mind, that we don't want to let overwhelm sweep in because of the scope and the intensity of what's coming through right now. So if you want to learn more about the cards that I've used, that I've created, you can have a look on my website at templeofbalance.com.au. They're very easy to use if you want to add them to your collection. And if you do add them to your collection too, you're also supporting my work, which I'm very grateful for. So I don't have sponsors. I don't take money from people wanting me to promote stuff or sell their stuff or sell your information to them. I don't do any of that. That's totally against my morals and my ethics. So I rely 100% on your support by buying things like my card decks and products, and supporting me through Patreon and things like that. So thank you for doing that. We have our Tasmania Healing Retreat, our February 2020 retreat opening. Tickets will open for that. The remaining ones on Sunday morning. We've only got 4 left at this point. Maximum of 10 people coming. 6 places have already been taken by previous attendees. So at this point we've only got 4 left. So they will go quite quickly, I would think, and they will open on Sunday. So if you're inspired to come to our next retreat, all the information's on the website now, so you can suss out all the costs and how it will fit in your budget, also how it will fit with your time and your schedule. And if it works for you, I'd be getting in pretty quick on Sunday morning, because those tickets will go pretty fast. We've got quite a lot of email interest. If it does sell out quickly, we will definitely consider a second retreat, just so you know. So thanks so much for connecting. If you want to learn more about me and the work that I do at Temple of Balance, please visit my website at templeofbalance.com.au. Thanks so much for watching. Have a great couple of days, and I'll be back to share with you again shortly, actually, my Pillar of Light family for our healing event for April, or next time, whenever that is. So thank you so much, and sending you lots of love from my heart to yours. Namaste.